Hello, my name is Joseph Adewuyi. So, in the first video, we talked about the fact that everybody in life at some point must taste failure, establish the fact that it's okay for things not to be okay, it's okay for you to fail, but rather you don't stay at the point of your failure. Instead, you take a step out of failure, you respond to failure by challenging for success once again. Don't forget, we're doing a review on my book, Take Your Revenge on Failure. You can get the PDF on Amazon for a very affordable price. So you really want to get the book. That way you will get a full picture. I mean, there's just so little I can do trying to review the book. You want to get the book handy for yourself, and you can get a piece of the full information there. All right, so please make sure you do that. So continuing from the last video where we said you respond to failure by um putting yourself together and challenging for success once again. So based on that, I'm going to move into lesson 2. That's like chapter 2 of the book. So in the book, I didn't use chapter 1, chapter 2. I used lessons because for me, there were lessons I learned in times of failure. There were times in my life I was so downcast, I had numerous failures, and then I learned those lessons. I was able to take my revenge on failure. So the book is actually a compilation of the lessons I learned during my hard times, how I took my revenge on failure into becoming someone of phenomenal success. All right, so that's why I use the word lesson. So lesson 2 of the book, page 13, says failure is a subtle message from God for responsive action. So if you can see failure in the light of the fact that it's a message, it's communicating certain messages, then it's not going to be difficult for you to challenge for success once again, right? Most times we just see failure as the fact that, oh, the whole world is against me, my world is crashing. We don't get to understand that failure actually speaks. Yeah, failure speaks. Failure communicates certain messages. If you can understand that failure speaks, there's a hidden message that failure is communicating, then it's easy for you to rise out of failure and challenge for success once again. So I'm just going to be giving like 5 messages, so 2 messages that failure communicates, and then it's calling for you to respond. So failure is actually a call to action. Yeah, it's a call to action. Failure is not to bring you down. Failure is a call to action. I'm sure nobody ever told you that. Failure is not meant to bring you down. It's a message calling for responsive action. Right, so let's go through the book very quickly. So the first message failure communicates, the first language failure speaks, is the fact that you're headed the wrong way. So failure is telling you, oh, you're failing in this particular circumstance, in this particular situation because you're going the wrong way. I quote in my book, page 13. Failure is a call to say, hello dear, pause, review the situation. You're going the wrong way. So each time you're going a wrong way, each time you're not going the right path, you definitely would fail. But the failure is not pulling you down. The failure is only speaking to you. Open your eyes to see, review the situation. You're going the wrong way. Take a 180 degrees if you have to, or turn to the right if you have to, turn to the left if you have to, change your course, change your direction. You're going the wrong way. That's the message failure communicates. All right, that's one of the messages rather failure communicates. That's the first message, that you're going the wrong way. And so each time you fail, you want to take a pause, review the situation, and see if you're going the wrong way. And if you are, then you take a turn and go towards the right way. Change your path, change what you've been doing. All right. The second message failure communicates is complacency. So the moment you become complacent, and it happens to people that have had some levels of success in the past, there's usually that tendency to want to rest and relax based on your success of previous years. So at those points, failure comes to challenge you to rise out of complacency, to rise out of mediocrity. You see, there's this common saying that the enemy of success is the last one you had. So once I look back and I see, oh, I've had certain levels of success, I want to relax. I don't want to push for higher levels. And so failure comes to tell me, young man, stop being complacent. Um, I wrote, hello. Okay, no, I was trying to put it this way. Failure could be interpreted as, hello, you are slacking behind. It's time to take steps forward. It's time to come out of your comfort zone. So that was what I wrote in my book. That's the second message failure communicates, is that you're being complacent, you're going into your comfort zone, and you don't need to be in your comfort zone. You got to come out of your comfort zone and challenge for greater successes. Don't be complacent. Don't lie in mediocrity. All right, so that's the second message failure communicates. The third message is kind of similar to the second message, and is that it's time for you to press for something higher. All right, press for something higher. I said it's similar. Stop being complacent. Forget the things that are behind. Look forward to those things that are before. Press towards something higher. Press towards something greater. All right, I said this in my book. Remember this your lifetime through. Failure waits for all those who stay with some success made yesterday. Failure would stay with everyone that is staying with success that they made yesterday without pushing for greater success today. So failure just tells you there's something higher. Develop yourself, become something higher, become something bigger, become something better. You see, I usually give this analogy. I said if you have perhaps a 60 watts bulb would shine very brightly in a medium sized room, right? But if you take that same bulb to a stadium, you almost would not notice the light. I mean, the same bulb that shines brightly in a medium sized room, that same bulb in a stadium has little or no effect. So that failure is a communication to the bulb that you've got to become better, you've got to become something higher. So if the bulb develop itself, for example, into becoming a floodlight, right? It develops itself from being a 60-watt bulb into becoming a floodlight. Then it's sufficient enough to give good amount of light to the stadium. So that failure is a communication that you've got to develop yourself into something higher. Don't settle for less. So that's what failure communicates. So the bulb shouldn't be depressed that, oh, I couldn't light up a stadium. Rather, it should develop itself into becoming a floodlight, and then it would be able to light up a stadium. So failure communicates that it's time for you to press for something higher. The fourth message failure communicates, all written in the book, is that your strategy or your timing is wrong. So once you do something at the wrong time, I mean, you're sure to fail, right? A farmer that plants during the dry season would fail, not because planting or agriculture is bad or it's not good, but because the timing is wrong, right? So I wrote page 15 of the book, a quote by Brendan Francis. He said, failure at a task may be the result of having tackled it at the wrong time. So rather than getting depressed by your failure, review the situation. Perhaps it's the wrong timing. Perhaps if you do the same task earlier or later, you can have a different result, right? So that's the message that failure communicates. Your timing is wrong. And then finally, failure teaches humility. Now, I don't know what your belief system is, but I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, I believe in God, and I believe God at times allows certain um challenges, I would say. It permits them to happen, I would say, to teach us certain virtues like humility, like obedience. So that's like the last message I wrote, that failure communicates. It communicates that you're being arrogant. So as I said, I'm speaking from a faith point of view here. I don't know what you believe, but in the scriptures in the Bible talking about Jesus says, though he were a son, though Jesus was the son of God, he learned obedience by the things he suffered. So I interpret that to mean sufferings, failures at times are tools for us to learn certain virtues. It teaches us humility, it teaches us obedience, it teaches us how to respect people, how to respect and accommodate other people's differences, how to accommodate other people's excesses. You know that you're not all knowing, you failed, you are not all powerful. So that way you can make accommodations for the failures of others. You can be humble. You don't go about with uh, uh, uh pumpiness. You don't go about being arrogant, right? So failure communicates that it's time for you to learn certain virtues. It's time for you to learn certain uh virtues, characters, obedience, humility, right? So if you can see failure in the line of these five things I've said, that failure speaks, I said that failure speaks, it communicates the message that you're going the wrong way, you're being complacent, it's time for you to challenge for something higher, isn't it? Your strategy, your timing is wrong, and then it's time for you to be humble. If you can see failure in the light of these statements, then it's going to be easy for you to rise up from that failure and then challenge for success, because you've gotten the message, you've learned the lessons, and then you can challenge for success better prepared. Right, so that's the end of lesson 2. We're also going to be doing lesson 3 for this video. So you see, lesson 3 is like the most interesting. You really want to get this book and read everything I wrote on the lesson 3. Now lesson 3 says failure inspires winners. Wow. Failure is an inspiration, not a depression. Do you get that? Failure is an inspiration, not a depression. Failure inspires winners. I'm sure people have never looked at failure from that aspect, from that perspective. Failure inspires. Failure is not meant to get you depressed. It's to get you inspired, to challenge for success once again. I wrote a quote by Winston Churchill on page 18 of that book under lesson 3. It says, success is the ability to go from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Success is the ability to keep pressing for success each time you fail, because you see the failure as an inspiration to get better. You see the failure as an inspiration to become something better than what you were yesterday. It inspires you to want to challenge for higher levels of success. And so failure inspires. I want you to take 5 seconds to think of that. Let the message sink down. So while you've been going about with a long face, gloomy face, shouting your world is crashing, everything is working against you, can you actually get inspired by that failure into pursuing success? You see, I got this idea from Robert Kiyosaki. He's the author of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and in that book he wrote, I wrote it also in my book, the quote by Robert Kiyosaki. Quote, it says, failure inspires winners and failure defeats losers. Don't bury your failures, get inspired by them. Don't bury your failures. You see, most of the times what we want to do is we want to hide our scars, we want to hide our failures. We want to deny the fact that we actually failed. I don't want to hide my failures. I don't want to bury them. I don't want to deny the fact that I failed. I want to look at those scars and turn them into a motivation to pursue for success. I don't want to deny the fact that I failed. I mean, I said it's normal for me to fail. So I'm not denying the fact that I failed, but rather I'm getting inspired by it to pursue for success. I look at my scars. I look at the downturns in my life as a result of failure. I don't hide them. I don't bury them. I get inspired by them. I get inspired by them to pursue for success. So you don't give up because you fail. Rather get inspired by them. Now this is a very important lesson which I really want to sink. I'm going to give yourself like a minute, and you're going to be reflecting on certain issues. Yeah, I'm sorry what I'm about to say may bring past uh um past memories that were not really palatable. But I really want you to remember those memories and get inspired by them. Think of the time when you failed an exam. Think of the time, probably it was an entrance examination into maybe the college, university, and then because you failed that exam, you couldn't get into the university. Think of what happened. Think of that time. And let that challenge you into pursuing for tangible success now in the university. You want to take your revenge. I mean, for some of you, probably that failure made you stay home for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I don't know, before you got into university. Will you look at that failure and let that pain challenge you to pursue academic success like never before till you become the very best in your department? Look at the time when you went to bed without having food to eat. Let that pain challenge you. Let it inspire you until you seek financial intelligence, legally, finances that will be able to accommodate lots of food to eat. As a parent, have a reflection of your childhood. Of course, you didn't have the best of childhood times, but can you let that pain inspire and challenge you to make you give the best to your children while they are growing? Give them the best childhood experience they can ever think of. Yeah, let those challenges, let those pains motivate you. Let them inspire you. Pain can be a motivating factor. Failure can be an inspiration. Not necessarily always depression, can be an inspiration. Let your failures inspire you. I wrote in page 19 of the book, your goal should be enough motivation for you to rise up and go get it. So, two things should challenge you here. Your failure should inspire you. Then your goals, the throne you see, should also push you to want to go achieve the success. All right. Okay, so I wrote, don't waste your pains, don't waste your tears. Rather be inspired by them and make a strong resolve not to give up until your pains become gains and your tears are turned into joyful smiles. I know your eyes are filled with tears right now. I know your predicaments might be the greatest embarrassment of your life. However, pick up the pieces of your life, put them together, and let them be the reason why you vowed never to fail again. If you do this with strong determination, your success is just right in front of you. Page 19 of my book. So let that failure challenge you, let that failure inspire you. Don't bury them. Yeah, the word has taught us to bury, to deny our pains. Well, I don't know about you. I don't deny my pains. My pains are there for a reason. So I turn them into motivations to push me to achieving success. Perhaps presently you are living in the worst living conditions ever, but from that mud house, you can rise up to get to the palace. Look at the pain what your environment has cost you, and let that motivate you to pursue for success legally until you get to the palace. Let your pain inspire you. Let your failure inspire you. Don't give up. No, no, no. You can't afford to give up. Rather, be inspired. Be inspired. Have a reflection and be inspired. Right. So I'm just going to end it. I don't want the video to be too long. You've gotten the message already. Your failure should inspire you until you become a winner. So I'm going to end this video by a quote on page 22 of my book. It says, and I read, trying times are not the times to quit trying. Be spurred up by your failure until you succeed. You're almost there. Just one more trial, and there you are. If you have never failed before, success will not really be valuable to you. I am not ashamed of my tears of yesterday, for they are my testimonies today. I'm not ashamed of my tears of yesterday. Really, they were what pushed me into becoming who I am today. Be motivated by your pain and pursue success. Exploit failure as a strong force to keep you pushing forward until you succeed. Right. So on that note, I'm going to end the teaching for lesson 3. As I said, you really want to get this book. It's rich, it's embedded. You will get the full story. You get the full story. I'm just giving you like slices of what's in the book. You really would get the full story. So that's for this video. 2 things I've said which are important if you really want to take your revenge on failure is that understand that failure speaks. Failure is communicating a message. And then 2, let your failure inspire you. All right. Watch out for next videos to come. Finally, remember again, failure is an excuse, but not a strong reason enough for you not to be successful. You too can be successful. You can take your revenge on failure. Yes, you can. For now, bye.